we gonna look into the app.js file. So let me open the app.js file. Here in this app.js file, here we are importing the packages which we are using in this skeleton, and if you can see these two store links over here, so it is being used for the force update of the application. For example, the current version of this application is 2.0.0, and you have released a latest version which is a 2.0.1. You want your users to update into 2.0.1 forcefully. In that case, you have to mention the Play Store link of your current application, so that you have to mention over here. And during the execution of the code, we are firing API request, and we will get to know that what is the latest version of the application that we are having, and it will make the user to force update the application from the Play Store. So in this code, we can see that we are initializing the Firebase analytics over here, and we have this code. In this code, you have to replace with your web client ID. You can get it from the Firebase console. So basically we use it uh, for authentication purpose. So we will come back to it later. And here in this code you can see check permission. So we are using a package called React Native permission, and we are using that package for checking for the permission. So here you can use this function called request multiple, and you can check multiple permissions here. And same like any other packages, if you copy this and if we search in Google, we can get the results of the npm.js, and yeah, we can see what kind of permissions are there, right? So we can use these permissions in our code, and we'll be able to uh, ask the user for those permissions, like permission to accept handover, permission for camera, like this. So you can configure it over here, and it will ask for the permissions. And if we into this class, here you can see there is an API URL is mentioned over here. So everything starts from here. So what we are doing is that in our the skeleton, we are firing one request to the API. It's a post request, and we will get the response back, and we are using that response to configure this skeleton. So what's happening here, we can see in this component it mount, we are doing some activities over here, like we are getting the advertising ID, device info, we are preparing the headers and initializing the branch, and deep linking. And here in this send request, as you can see, we are firing a request using this rn fetch block, and we are getting the response, and the response we will get it over here, and we will pass this response to this handle response, which will gonna configure to this WebView data object. So this is basically a state, and it will result in updating our WebView, because WebView data URL is will get updated, and we are using this WebView data URL in our WebView component. So this WebView will get loaded immediately. So we are not hard coding the WebView URL, we are getting it from the API response only. In the same handle response only, you can see that there is a response code start as 513. So if it's a 513, it will trigger the maintenance screen, and if it's a response is 200, then only it will go to the next process, like updating the state. And as I told you, here is the check version. So what's gonna do is that This check version will compare the current version with the version which is coming from the API response. According to that, the first update will be shown to the user, and the user should have to update the app. And here we go and look into handle connectivity change. So what it's doing, it's checking for the internet connectivity, and if there is no internet, it will show, our code will show a no internet screen. So that you can see here in the SRC components, you can see a no internet component over here, and this component will be visible if there is no internet. So we can try that out here. So here we have the app running, and I'm going to turn off the internet. We don't have the internet, so this screen will be shown to the user, no internet connection, and we are going to turn it on again. So we are back. So in this video I have covered how we can customize the splash screen, and how the no internet screen works, and how the API request is being fired, and uh, how it is configuring the response, and how the web view is getting loaded. And in the next video we will look into more functionality of the React Native skeleton that we have with us right now. Thank you.